Ready? Go.
Hi, I'm Christine Hopwood and I'm an artist, and I thought I'd talk through a bit of a dilemma I have in that I'm relatively new and far too eclectic. There's too much going on, and this montage takes you through some of the odds and ends that I've got. So that's the start. Right, here we go. This was a silk screen from a homemade pinhole. Those are my shoes, my feet, and it was kind of a facets of personality, exploration of different parts of me. And we move on to, right, this is me. I am sensual. So, it's not quite terribly well, but it's a very, very large charcoal drawing, exploring, it's less sexual, more sort of touch and expression of feeling. And oh, right, we're on. I'm romantic. So photography seems to have been the medium that this is that's allowed the romantic aesthete to come out in. And these pictures were taken at night, actually, with a flash. And I'm kind of obsessed with roses, so I've got an awful lot of these photographs. I'm also astronomical. I bought my first telescope when I was about 13, and now I've got a computerised one with a CCD camera, and I take the astro photographs, but the artistry is still coming out because I've manipulated it to produce this tarnished moon. Again, with photographs, I'm very industrious. Well, I tend to work at things and experiment and to find hidden content and more in the images, and this photo of a lorry overtaking another produced a landscape. Autodidactic. I'm very keen on learning. I'm addicted to the Open University. Currently studying astronomy and about to start Java, so it's terribly diverse. I'm also very manipulative. Here we have more photography. Started with a rose, reversed it, put it on a mosaic, tweaked the colours, did 3. So this is a long drawn-out process to produce a final, more painterly, less photographic image. I'm a graduate. This was my graduation piece. This was 2010. I was 51. This represents life at a very visceral, fecund and aggressive level, so it's all eating and sex. I'm tenacious. When I get a subject, I tend to work it through in lots of mediums. So I started with a photograph of the Elgin marbles, ended up with a relief that's more modern, and in the middle I took it from figures to sort of, you can't really see it there, but it's very visceral and feminine. I'm observational. I draw a lot. I think life studies are probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do as a draftsman. And you've got to overcome not only, you've got to develop the skills, but also you've got to overcome sort of preconditions. Again, here's studies. I'm quite studious. I love to paint, draw natural objects, natural things as an underpinning of all the work that I do. Abstracts. This painting is a connection to the past, really. It's using classical glazing to produce a 3D image. And the forms are originally naive motifs from the 1980s, which was going too fast. Oh, glasses. Carving. Okay, this I also carve, and I've got what is this stuff? I also carve, and I'm not going to say more on that one. We'll move on to the next one. Right. I was going to give you something terribly clever about being adamant. Insignificant. This is me. Feeling the sublime insignificance and feeling like a mere mote under the overwhelming vista of a sky at night. That's my telescope. Those are a dozen or more photographs I've taken, superimposed. I'm larger than life. This was a drawing in charcoal. It's 9 foot. It was made as a sort of crucifixion image, so it was meant to be hung very high, and I drew it with anamorphic projection so that the proportions were correct when it was hung. Alright, here we go again. Another superimposed, manipulated photographs. There's taken. You've got pictures of the moon, you've got mosaics, you've got trees, it's been tweaked and fiddled. And the idea was that I'm destroying the observational and creating painterly with light. This one is accidental. All it is a weld. There's 2 pieces of steel that produce this amazing landscape, which I absolutely adore, and I've plastered it all over my website. So I can't really claim it's my art, it's just accidental. Right, computational. I was a computer programmer for 20 years before I started all this, and that's feeding in too, because now I'm trying to get into digital stuff with the Java and CAD design, so it's all sort of feeding into this melting pot. Right, lastly, work in progress. This is astronomical, it's about life again. The asteroids are how amino acids got to Earth, and the supernova is how we got the heavy elements that created the Earth. And so without the 2, you wouldn't have life, and that's a nice big one, and thank you very much for listening.